Some of you may have wondered why Williston Auctions came to be called Williston Auctions. Some people thought it had something to do with my name being Wilson, but that's not the case. Williston's a little hamlet in the town of Marilla there at the crossroads of Williston and Three Rod Road, and we go back a long ways. A few years ago, a picker I know was down around the Cuba area or something, told me about the Cuba Cheese Museum. Apparently, he says, I found something for you. And he called me up. He said, I'll bring it up. And he brought it up and opened his van door, and lo and behold, look at this. And I said to him, now, who wants that besides me? And he says, what do you give me for it? And I made him an offer that was, nominal, I guess, at the time, but who else would want it? Well, I couldn't wait to tell the town historian Hubert Cutter, the surviving son of the Cutter cheese empire, and that was right across the road from our general store. Anyway, what I'd found, I go there every year on Halloween, which is our anniversary. We started our business 45 years ago. Couldn't wait to show Hubert Cutter, and took it over. And he looked at it and he says, I remember that. He says, but my uncle and I, we donated it to the Cuba Cheese Museum down there in Cuba, New York. And I said, well, Hubert, I guess they didn't have area to display it or something, because that picker friend of mine said they had to lean up against the building down there or something out back. So that's how it got to be here. And I said, I'll probably like to donate this to the Marilla Historical Society at some point. I do like old signs. And he thought that was great because he's the town historian, still is, I believe. Then he looked and he said, I remember when my sister painted that. He said, she could letter real good and all that. And she did it real fine on both sides, he said, and we hung it up on the main highway up there, probably Clinton Street or something was where it was, up there at Three Rod and Clinton or something. And he looked at me, he says, yeah, he says, I think that came out of one of them gas stations down the road there in Marilla. And I said, say what? And he repeated what he said, and then, well, I came back home and I got to looking at it, and I saw places on it, where it looked like the bad boys had thrown stones at it and so on, and caused some chips in it. And then I looked a little closer and I realized, yeah, it probably came from a gas station at one time in its life. Want to see it? Got a can of stripper too, just one side. Well, I still might give it to the Marilla Historical Society, or maybe I should strip the other side and pocket the quick $3,500. That being said, what would you do?